Hi, thank you so much for joining me. This is Jenny O'Yao with Nuggets and Things. Um, I wanted to share a little few things with you today, and I'm laughing because this thing popped on before I was ready. But anyway, I want to share a few things with you today about a village. The importance of having a village, being a part of a village, or creating a village, or just you being a village. You know, it is so important that we be a part of a village, be the village that someone can be connected to and know that in you or with the village, there is hope, there is possibilities, there's help, there's advancement, there's knowledge. There's so many things that's supposed to be in our village that we should be able to reach out to and know that, we're going to be okay because we are part of a village. I remember coming out of the store one day. I met a young lady. She probably was in her 20s, late 20s, probably, maybe early 30s. And she met me as I was coming out the store. And she was asking for some money or something. And I said, I gave her some money. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on that. Because, see, the mother in me, See, there's a mother in me. The mother in me gives, and it's a nurturer. A gentleman told me this, oh my gosh, probably in 1994. He asked me my greatest strengths. He says, what's your greatest strengths? I said, I think what I've always been successful of doing, and I've been good at, is being a mother. He says, so you're a nurturer. I said, of course. He says, well, that's also be your weakness. I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, your strengths are normally also your weakness because you're a nurturer. You always pull people towards you who need nurturing, who needs to know they're going to be okay, blasey, blasey, right? And I said, that kind of hit me, right? And I says, wow, I never saw myself as that type of person. But I guess in reality, in retrospect now, looking back, it's true. Right, I do attract people who are in need, right, and I am their safety net. I am the one that's I'm gonna make it okay. That's my mindset, right? But in that day, I gave her some money, and I came back to work, and I said, I met this young lady, and somebody had said something about her, or whatever, and my staff said, oh yeah, said, people don't understand what people are going through. I said, that is true. I said, but where my mind was at? He said, what was that? I said, where's her village? Where is her village? This little earring is flying, ain't it? Where's her village? Why is it not that there's somebody that she should be connected to that's able to help her, to get her where she needs to go, to help stabilize her, whatever the need is? The village is meant to do that. We lost villages, right, long time ago. But in essence, we still can become that. We can still be that. Develop that, right? I because of being a baby boomer, people talk about the Generation X, right? Which we birthed. we, mm, we're the one who pull them into this, right? But as being a baby boomer, I came from a place where we had villages. I love our village. I came from a place where we knew everybody in our neighborhood. We knew them by their name. That's Mr. So and so, Miss So and so, and they was, even though they had their own houses, they actually was in our home because they were family, not related to us blood wise, but in the village you don't have to have bloodline because sometimes your greatest village is not your bloodline anyway. Just saying. But they knew the rules, they knew the guidelines, they knew everything that our parents wanted, and they made sure that if our parents was not there, that we still follow those guidelines. And if we were off track, their job was to get us back on it. And now we was not like this, Who you think you're talking to? You ain't my mama. You ain't my. Woo, honey, child. Whoa, the spankings you get for even trying to think about talking back to an adult. You know, we were taught to respect your elders. That comes from the village. That's the village language, y'all. That's the village language. Respect your elders. Elders. You know, that's village. You know, that you understood that those who oversee you, you know, watch over you, take care of you, you must respect them because they know what's best for you, right? And so in that village that we had coming up, we knew if we did anything and anybody in the village saw us out of line, they had the right to correct us without question. And if they had to tan our little tannies, they could do that too. You had permission to be our parents. They were surrogates. That's the village. The village supported one another. If somebody was sick in the village, 3 doors down, 3 houses down, across the street, that's part of your village. And they took care of the village. I heard Miss Agnes had a cold. Somebody was making the soup. Somebody was getting the juice. Somebody was going over there to make sure her house was taken care of. If she had children, they was maintaining that. They made sure everything, because look, when Miss Agnes got back on her feet, she didn't have to catch up on nothing because the village took care of that. That's what the village does. Now, I'm talking about, that's in a natural sense. I'm not even talking about, you know, the covering the whole basis of it, but just in a natural sense, y'all. When there is something going on in the village, a lack, somebody don't have enough food. See, that's during time we could borrow sugar. Woo, we could borrow sugar, honey, and nobody talked about it. It's just the way it was. Oh, Lord, I done ran out of sugar. Go next door and tell Miss So-and-so I need a cup of sugar. It wasn't happy, you know, they use the word borrow. But, you know, a lot of times it wasn't borrowing. You just went and got a cup of sugar, right? I need about 6 potatoes. And it wasn't where I need to get that. Oh, it was never that. You were a village. You were just one. You were one unit. You live in different houses, but you were one unit. That was the village. And in that village, you made sure that everything was, honey, nobody came in that village and tried to tear up nothing, right? Your children were in line. If somebody came to visit your children, they had to get in line too. See, I love that. I love that village concept. And I've always sought for a village. And then I just learned to become one. I became the village. I am a village, right? One of my businesses, you know, is the village center. The village. Because I've always believed, you know, it takes a unit to come together with like minds and say, we're going to make this happen. So that young lady, you know, when I got back to work, I thought about that young lady. I said, that where is her village? And he looked at me and he said, oh, yeah. He said, only you would have said that. I said, really? She has to have, where's her village? Where's her help? Where's her go-to? You know, she's a woman out here in the worst times there is to be out here doing whatever. Where's her village? And then creating one, right? The mindset to create a village or to just become a village. You connect to people and you have people connect to you that has that need to be sometimes directed or redirected, right? Because sometimes in our minds, we think that, wow, we got it all together, right? Because what we have been taught, and how many of y'all know a lot of things that you have been taught as a child or even as an adult, you find out at some point that a lot of teaching that you was taught was not correct. It wasn't truth. And then you must now turn and figure out how, you know, to get the truth. And there's many passages, you know, that talks about, you know, seeking the truth, looking for it. And when you find it, then you adjust yourself accordingly to the truth now. Because of course our parents taught us a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff our parents taught us is something somebody taught them. And it may be good stuff. It's interesting stuff. It's funny stuff. Scary stuff. But sometimes it's not truth. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not truth. You know how you were told, you lose your tooth, you're going to get, tooth fairy going to come and give you some money, Christmas time, Santa Claus going to come down your chimney that you don't even possess, come down a little wood stove, and he going to bring you some, stuff that you got, right? These are things that your parents told you, to enlighten you, to give you hope, whatever. And then later on you find out there's no such thing as this, that, or the other. Well, in our lives, there's a lot of things we have been taught. We have been shown that is not true. And we need to do researches on those things to find out truths. But we first got to be willing to understand that you can't get comfortable where you are and think that where you are is all there is to know. Oh boy. The mind, it says, a terrible thing to waste. And it is. You know why? Because the mind can travel so many places and it can receive so much energy, so much information, and yet we will block it out because it is not acceptable for us to receive. It goes against our principles. So we don't want to receive it. It doesn't make it any less true. It's just something we don't want to receive. Isn't it amazing that there's so much information out there that we could learn, but we don't want to learn it because it goes against what we have been taught, what we believe, which doesn't necessarily mean it is true. But it makes us comfortable. And sometimes we prefer to be comfortable more so than to be knowledgeable. And knowledge, I heard, was powerful. But then I also heard there is a scripture that says, that my people perish because of the lack of knowledge. It's not that the knowledge is not out there, but we close our minds and we don't want to receive but so much information. Because information then makes you have to then question things. And we don't want to question, we just want to believe and hop along like everything is okay. It's okay, live blindly. And that's what they say, the blind leads the blind, and it is true. A lot of information that I have been given, I have been told, I gave back out that information to later on find out the information wasn't even true. But it came from powerful resources that I believed in, that I respected to give me the truth. And they really believed they were giving me the truth because it's what they was given. And it was been carried down and carried down and carried down. And it's watered and watered and watered. But it's none of that was ever the truth. It was just something that somebody told them. They ran with it and they taught it for hundreds of years. And it's not even true. Right? And then one day you get to a place that you start seeking truths. Because you realize that some of these dots are not connecting. So then if the dot is not connecting, then why isn't it? So maybe some information that I got was not truth. It was not solid. And I am a firm believer that I will seek out something I don't understand. And sometimes I get to a place that I would ask this very thing. I said, look, apparently I have been misinformed. I have been miseducated. And I have been misdirected. And because of that, I am messed up in some areas of my life because of the information I have given. So now I need to break down everything to stop everything, like a reset, right? A reset means in order to do a reset, you must stop everything. You cannot reset while everything's still in motion. You got to stop everything in order to reset. It's like when I tell you to reset your phone, what happens? It has to power itself down in order for it to come back up and get rid of that old so it can bring up some new. Now you can go from there. It's a reset, right? So then when that reset happens, now I'm building now on some clear foundation, because now I had to get rid of what I've been taught, because I found out that what I've been taught wasn't actually true. And it damaged me more than it helped me, because it made me do things because I thought I was doing something right, only to find out that it wasn't. Right? So now get to a place in your heart that sometimes you must go against the grain and begin to question, maybe there's information that I don't have, right? And that I need to have. And see, because when we're sharing information, and this is what this platform does, right? This platform and so many other social medias and so many places you can go to get information. Now, all the information that you're getting a whole lot of it, right? If you're going through the different, social networks or medias, you're going through them. There's a whole lot of information out there, a lot. But you got to decipher what is true and what isn't. What's for you and what isn't, right? Because there is a lot of information, and it can confuse you if you're not solid and you're sound. You got to be sound. Sound just means that you're firm based. Your foundation is good. Because without a firm foundation, you can be easily persuaded to do a whole lot of things because you really don't know which way you're supposed to be going in the first place, right? And so that's what your village does for you. Your village gives you something that's sound. They give you something that you can be able to, to depend on, stand strong on, and know that, there's backup on information or stability that you need. And we definitely need it today. Lord knows we do. We need to know that we're going to be okay in a world that seems to be not okay. And not depend on all information to be truth. But all information could be questioned. And it's okay. We wasn't allowed to question our parents. Right? We couldn't question our parents. They say, go wash dishes. You never asked them why. How come I got to do it? Not the baby boomers. I don't care if it wasn't my turn. If I was told that wash dishes, it didn't matter whose turn it was. Jenny needs to get them dishes done. That was period. Right? If my neighbor told me to go up in the tree and bring her 4 apples, I didn't say to her, you ain't mama, I ain't got to bring it. I go get them 4 apples because it's going to keep the peace in our house. Because me questioning her and me not doing what she's asking me to do, she's going to in turn tell my parents. And when they get home, they're going to make sure next time Miss Agnes asks me to do something, I'm going to get it done. Because the last thing you ever want to do is say that Miss Agnes lied on you. Don't ever call Miss Agnes a liar. Now that right there going to give you tummy aches, back aches, and butt aches. Right? Because you don't call an elder a liar. Not back in. I'm not back in that time. Of course, now, things have changed. But back in our time, And if Miss Agnes tanned you, you just got tanned. And she gonna tell your mom and dad she tanned you, and they might get you too. Sometimes it looked like it was a whole circle of people. Y'all probably don't know anything about this, but if we got in trouble at school, see, our principal got a chance to spank us, right? Get the ruler, they pop us, right? They paddle us. They're gonna tell the parents. So when we got home, Mama was the first one you saw. She got you. Time Daddy get in the house good, he ain't got a chance to put his hat up. You're in the line. Don't let Grandma be at the house. What happened? What happened? Because then she's trying to get in. But that was the village. And some of y'all say that's terrible. Yeah, I thought it was too, but it was a part of the village, right? That was the way things were done when I came up, right? And so we understood that. We knew that if you got in trouble one place, I dare not say the principal lied on me. I dare not say the teacher wouldn't. Oh no! And see, when I was coming, I couldn't call nobody a liar. We said they tell the fib. Mama, they ain't telling the truth. But you didn't call nobody a liar. Liar was almost like a cuss word for us, right? To use that word, whoo! You done got grown then, honey. You call somebody a liar. But I'm from the ancient of days. We couldn't do stuff like that. And now the strength of our village, though, was strong. Even in our household, it was a village. It was 10 of us. We were a village, right? We might fuss among each other, but nobody else better come in there and try to. This is a village now. You don't walk into the village. My mother, my father. My mother was very soft spoken. I think I've said it several times. I don't have that voice, but she was very soft spoken. And when she tell you something, she expects you to carry it out. Now, every once in a while, somebody might want to almost question what Mama said. Just almost question it. And if Daddy was around, that's the importance of the village. If Daddy was around, he would check you quick, fast, and in a hurry. Your mom just told you thus. Now, when he says that, you need to be moving, because if he says anything after that, he's gonna start moving, and it's not gonna be pretty. So you knew not to question Mama, because you knew if you question Mama, you got to deal with Daddy, and nobody wanted to deal with Daddy because Daddy was it, right? The village, those things resonated with me as I was growing up. I love the strength that my parents had in that aspect, right? Did we come from a perfect home? Absolutely not. Did I like everything that happened? No way. But there were some things I did take that I wanted to, say, yes, I love this. And I pulled those things in, not knowing that I also pulled in the negative stuff too, right? But I back to my father. My father, he stood by my mama. When she said something, that was it. And he ain't got to be in the conversation. He don't know what happened, what was said, but if Mama said it, you need to carry it out, because you don't want to deal with Daddy. See that village? The strength there, that you didn't play one against the other. When one said something, the other one backed it up. That is the importance, of a sound, balanced village. And that's what we need to know, that we have, or we can become, we seek out, or, we just show people how a village is supposed to be, right? Because in our lives, we all stand in need of a village somewhere in our life. Somewhere. We need a village. We definitely need a village, honey. Because there's so many other entities that's going on today that interrupts what we believe, what we feel, what we want, what we desire, what we can afford, right? So the village makes it all possible. When you have a village, anything is possible in the village, because you're working together as a whole, as a unit, to make one thing possible. So-and-so needs that done. He needs his ground plowed up, by next Wednesday, so he could put his stuff down. He knew he couldn't do it by himself, but the village could do it. And the village gets out there and we help do what we got to do. Because when one's in need, we all stand together to make sure that need is fulfilled. The importance of the village, right? When one is saying that, they're aching, they're in pain, the village comes like swooping down like heroes, right? To heal the one who is sick. When someone says, I need a babysitter. A babysitter? We don't know what's a babysitter. That's a foreign word to us. You don't need a babysitter. You need somebody to help you. And the village does that. They come in and they take care of the child, so you can do what you got to do. Not a babysitter. It's the village. The village does that. It gives. It receives. It builds, right? It lifts up. It shows you, balance and structure. It allows you to understand in the village, the reason why the elders are to be respected, because they got the knowledge to help you to get to the places you're trying to go in life. Sit around some elders if you need to, and you'll learn something. Stop thinking you know everything, and honey, you're going to miss a whole lot if you miss the elders, because the elders got what you need to get where you're trying to go, because they know shortcuts. They know avenues. They know ways of sending messages out without using your cell phone. They know how to touch you without, putting their physical hands on you, right? They can see past, the crap that you can't see and tell you what's around it. See, that's what the elders do. See, the elders are able to tap into stuff that you haven't even been made known to yet. This is so foreign to you, but that's why you have elders who've been around, who knows because they've been there. Respect the elders. Understand that they're not here to harm you. They're here to help you. I'm talking about those in your village now. I ain't talking about them foreigners in another village, right? And a foreigner, I'm not talking about people from other countries. I'm talking about a foreigner is you have a foreign thing in your body, right? When a foreign germ, parasite gets in your body, you start to get sick because it's foreign. Your body's not used to it. The same thing a lot of times will happen in relationships, right? When you're supposed to be with one person only, and you slip out and start dealing with another person, and you bring that back home, now they are now dealing with that foreign part, because that's not what we have. Our bodies have been mated and joined together because we know each other. Now you done brought something foreign in, and now you're trying to mate it with us, and the body's gonna reject it. That's facts, honey. It's facts. Now that was a little side journey for some of y'all who didn't think I got any wits about me, but that's facts. So remember, in your village, you got exactly everything you need, but you need to be connected to your village and find it, create it, understand it, or be it. But know that a village is very important for you to be able to make it in this madness we're going through, right? This is madness, right? You should see it as that. If you don't, then check that vision. Anyway, this is Jenny Oya with Nuggets and Things. Thank you so much for your time, your love. I'm sitting here get ready to go back to that desk and go to work, but I just want to share this with you. You have an awesome day. Let your light forever shine. Don't let nobody take away your shine, your joy, your peace, your mind goals, because if you got goals, baby, I want you to stand on them. See your future, and know it's going to look bright as long as you can see it. Don't let nobody else tell you what you can't have, because it's your future. It's what you see. They can't see your future. You see it, and then you create it. You make it. Move forward on that thing, because it's possible. It's even better when you got a village, because then everybody is able to help create and bring your future into your present. Blessings. Have a great day.